Midfield. Huge crease. Untouched. 10, 5. Touchdown!
Hello and good evening, and welcome to another episode of the 10-5 Touchdown Tigers live talk show hosted by Julio Hennessy. Tonight we have another great episode with a HER Locker Room Honoree, Tina Royal. She'll be joining us in a little while. I want to start off the night with saying, hey, need y'all to work with me tonight. I was at the dentist earlier today, and they numbed me up. So a little bit of drool come out my lip. I kind of bite my tongue or something. Y'all know what happens. So just work with me. I feel like I ain't got no side of a face over here, but we're going to keep it about. If I like this, let me know it's a slop, okay? But nah, man, 10-5 Touchdown Tigers Talk Show. Another great night. I want to say thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in. Want to go for our normal thing we talk about before we get the show started. We're always looking for other HER Locker Room nominees. If you know someone who deserves or has been doing great things in the community, if you want to nominate her for HER Locker Room, please go to HER Locker Room at CarolinaTigersFootball.org and nominate that awesome woman, lady, today. We always looking for great people to honor and what they do in the community. Also, we love our fans. Without you, hey, who gonna cheer us on? If you know someone who loves the Tigers, just always, hey, I love the Tigers. Well, give them a shout out at the Fan Spotlight nomination. That's also at Talk Show Live at CarolinaTigersFootball.org. I feel it coming. Y'all leave me alone. Also, with this great organization, we believe in the community. We believe in everyone being involved. Especially at our home games, man, we like doing things with everybody from you. Your kids are welcome. As long as it's well-behaved kids. They don't have no rambunctious heathens coming through here, okay? But if you got some kids who want to be a part of the Tigers program, we have two programs for children. We have the Cubs Den. The Cubs Den programs for kids is 12 and under. You can sign up at CarolinaTigersFootball.org/Cubs Den. Sign your kids today to be a part of the Cubs Den. Also, if they're over 12, we have the Teen Zone. 13 and up, sign them up at CarolinaTigersFootball.org/Teen Zone. Like I said, this is a community-based organization and programming team. Looking forward to having everyone join us to be with us. Also, if you don't know, let you know now, all our home games will be at Lexington Senior High Stadium. It's going to be, hey, I'm excited to be the ones play on that field in high school. Now I get to announce these awesome games for the Tigers. I used to hear my name on the intercom. Now I get to shout out y'all name on intercom. So looking forward to this, man. The kickoff is April the 5th down in Atlanta with the Atlanta Phoenix down there. So if you want to get if y'all make a ride to Atlanta on April 5th, please contact the Tigers. Get a train going down there. We go down there and give these ladies support on their first home game. The first game period. Last week was the scrimmage, and it was an awesome scrimmage. The Lady Tigers put up some points, and it was showed out. So we definitely got potential for the upcoming season. About to bring up our honored guest tonight, the HER Locker Room Honoree, Miss Tina Royal. 1 second. Good evening. Good evening. Unmute your mic. Your microphone on mute.
I'm trying to turn up the volume.
Are you good? I can hear you good. How you doing this evening?
Okay. I can. Okay. You hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we look first off. Thank you for taking out time and accepting us, honoring you for the Her Locker Room Honoree episode. You are continuing and have done great things in the community down in Lexington throughout your career. I want to say thank you for always being a light, a inspiration to people. And we're going to talk about those things you've done tonight. And we'll say thank you again for being a part of the 10-5 Touchdown Tigers Talk Show. Whew. Yeah, man, I had a little dinner work today. My mouth numb. I thought I'd bite my tongue off. We can get through this for real. Miss Tina, can you share what inspired you to start anything for our youth and Black Butterfly?
So I know anything for our youth. I started this organization. I would say it was probably back in 2012. And the idea was we wanted to do one of those good old fashioned Easter egg hunts. So I got together with a few of my friends and we decided we were going to do this Easter egg hunt to bring back like nostalgia, how it was when we were kids growing up. So this is how we did it. We were just at this time we was just like a little organization, and we got people together, donated Easter eggs, and we was just going to be a social group, get some people together, donate Easter eggs. We ended up getting an abundance of way more than we thought. And so I said, hey, this is something we can take off with. So while I was out there in that community, because our aim was to go into the communities where it's the low income communities where the children probably wouldn't have transportation. That would have been a factor for them to get to an Easter egg hunt. So we took it to those communities. And once out there, I started seeing that there are other needs. So I kept going back to those communities. What other needs are there? What else can I bring for the children in these communities that can just help, lift and bring a smile? So that's kind of where we started. It was just from a genuine group of us getting together, putting together Easter egg hunt, and that's kind of how we took off. And we're still kicking and thriving today.
Yeah, that's amazing. Definitely, I think we overlook the need to facilitate and find a way to give the children in those areas something to be a part of, something to enjoy. There's a lot of struggles that we don't realize. We was kids, all our parents didn't have all the money either. So let's not forget where we might came from and get back. So that's amazing. I'm happy that idea turned into big, because people realized it was more needed than what you want to give first. And they gave you to help inspire you to give more. So that's awesome. I'm glad it's still going. What challenges have you faced as a leader and advocate? You know what I'm saying? How you find a way to overcome them?
Sometimes just the support being there. A lot of times just the challenges sometimes is the support. In resistance, sometimes it seems like it's been resistance. And a lot of times it be from people that I thought would help me are resistance in helping. But by any means necessary, that's why we are called anything for our youth, because I'm going to go beyond and as far as I can to make sure that we get anything I need to get done, to make sure that we put the smile on a child's face. And our motto is where a kid can be a kid. So I would say some of the biggest challenges have been getting in that grant funding, getting in that sponsorship, getting in volunteers. Lately, after COVID, volunteers has just been one of the hardest things to do. People just did not come back out and wanted to, really volunteer. So I work on a very small staff of people, volunteers, and it's just the faithfuls that really, and I really rely a lot on the parents in the communities that I go to. So we try to keep it close into those communities where I know those children are the greatest needs. So the parents are excited when I just simply ask them, hey, be a part of this. So I learned that this is where, and not being disappointed, because they feel happy that I've asked them, and then all of us coming together, giving back to that particular community and around. So that's just probably been some of the biggest headache, is writing those grants and waiting and getting a no. And sometimes we get a yes, but most of the times we get a no. And so that's probably one of the biggest challenges, is making sure we have that money that we can put on these programs and projects for our children.
And yeah, I'm gonna say it again, man. If y'all are listening, tuning in, share this. Know that help is needed. There's someone out here. There's a group of people out here trying to give back and help those in need. And if you're showing up to help, they can do a better, maybe have a better opportunity to get people to give back to them because the numbers. You think about some grants, they want to know, well, how many people come out to help you out sometimes? Well, I got 100 people helping. Well, they want to help 100 people. They ain't got 35 people helping. They ain't gonna sign no. They ain't gonna get no money. So you understand? You got to help them, help y'all, help the community. I mean, let's
Yeah.
get together. As a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, how has this sisterhood influenced you to work in your community?
And so now my sisters, I can call on them depending on schedules. And now our sisters, we're getting older. So some of us are grandparents now and they can't, give as much time as when we first crossed over to Delta Land, but I can still call on my sisters, and there's some faithful few. They'll come out, we'll put on an old Delta t-shirt and we'll go to work. So sisterhood has been very important to me. And so I do have those sisters that I can call on, send a message to in the middle of the night and say, hey, we about to go out here, me and these kids, we about to go pick up some trash on the side of the road, or we about to do something crazy. And they know that the funny thing with them, they's like, before I answer, what is it that you want me to volunteer for? So they know if I'm coming, it's something to do with these children. So, but my sisters have been strong right there with me. So I know it's just been far in between, but I still can call them and they'll let me know if they can or cannot help. But out of the 13 that I'm gonna call, somebody gonna come help. So sisterhood has been really good to me.
That's amazing. I think I think that's something people don't realize that happens beyond college, beyond the school is beyond school when you're adults, when you're still working in communities, because that's one of the bases of your sorority is understanding how to be a helping hand within your community when you get home, not just on here on campus,
right?
Not when you were here, but when you go home, how to spread what we work together to give and how to give back. So
exactly. So a lot of young women always want to say, I want to be a Delta, I want to be this, but from the beginning, just know that joining is for sisterhood, scholarship, and everything else. But get involved in your community, because what Delta is looking for is that community driven person. Because once you join Delta, we are steadily always working in our communities. We're doing something here or there and everywhere. So make sure your resume looks good. Make sure you've got that community service in there, because that's really what Delta is looking for also, along with your academics. But we want women that are going to serve the community, not just wear those 3 letters.
Say it again. But don't be here for no pitch opportunity. Put in some work. Them selfies don't mean nothing. You gotta get out here and do something.
Exactly.
So with your community impact, you've had a great impact on the community of Lexington. What are some of the most impactful moments for you while working with the youth in arts and the arts in Lexington?
So with anything for our youth, I also along the lines discovered that there are some young Black artists out here, but they've not yet been discovered. They've not had that opportunity to get their artwork in a gallery or get their artwork put on an exhibition or even commissioned. So I started another nonprofit, because that's just how crazy I am. And this nonprofit is called the Black Butterfly Network. And what this network does is we take those young Black artists, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and we help funnel them through a pipeline to help them get the resources, get the answers, get the things that they need, what you're missing. We give them a checklist of what they're missing to help guide them along the way, so they'll know this is where you start. So I've been very instrumental, and one of the biggest partnerships I have right now is with our North Carolina Arts and our Davidson County Arts. Those are 2 organizations that I work hand in hand with. So if I discover and a new young artist come to me and say, hey, where do I start? Here, let me tell you about this program. We are now in our 3rd year of doing the Dr. Martin Luther King art exhibition and gallery. And what we do is school-age children, kindergarten through 12th grade, from all the schools in Davidson County, Lexington, and Thomasville, is they would do something. And all we ask them is to do something based on Dr. King or the civil rights time period. And you can do it in any type of art, any type of art style. So we have really had some amazing artwork from school age students. So that's been one of our goals things. So I get to keep the children involved and get to guide them along the way. And I've had a couple of students that actually I told them the big word is commission, but their artwork was sold because people that came in and seen it in the gallery exhibition wanted to know, how can I buy this?
Mm-hmm.
How amazing is that? The little girl said, I said, somebody want to buy your artwork. What you want to sell it for? She's like, $5. I said, no. We're not going to do $5. We're going to go over here and talk to our art director. She's going to help you. She's going to help you determine how much your art is worth. So those are the type of things that we do with this.
Yeah.
And so the Black Butterfly is not just for youth. It is also for adults just trying to get their small business off the ground, don't know where to start, entrepreneurs that may have hit a brick wall and feel like giving up. No, we raise those funds so we can help you, guide you through those classes and the advocacy and all the things that you need for that.
Well, definitely gonna give you some love on that, Tina, because that's amazing. Seriously, I mean, I think one thing throughout our community, and I think especially in our community, when I look at the minority community, I look at our black and brown and yellow community, that we need to understand there's more avenues to be great besides sports, besides want to be the next rapper.
Right.
You could be a great writer, a great painter, artist.
Yeah.
You can do so many things with making sculpting.
Yes.
There's so many things inside the mind that could be reached if we find ways to reach them. So congrats and salute to you for bringing out that program. I mean, and it's amazing. So so you being an entrepreneur, how's that help shape your approach to being a leader and doing the service you do for the community? Like, how's that helped you out in that? That kind of lines up. This moment, actually, that question.
So the entrepreneur part came, the royalty events and more, is because through the nonprofit, I was buying so much equipment because I said to myself one day, I needed to do something and I needed to borrow, let's say, a table. And I was having to go through all this and that. I think you can use my table. I might have one. And I was like, you know what? The Bible says, I'm going to be the lender and not the borrower. So I started buying equipment and buying stuff that I know I would have readily available if I'm doing something for my youth, or if I'm doing something for this Black Butterfly, I'm going to have it. So that's where I looked around my office one day. I was like, I got enough stuff. I can start me a business. So that's where the royalty events and more. I'm not an event planner, but if you need to rent it, I probably have it. Like smoke machines, lights, photo booths, all that stuff. I probably have it. So I went and marketed my stuff, made sure it's all up to date, build a website, and started renting out party equipment, tables, stuff like that. So
yeah. So, instead of you calling parties to us, you better call the Miss Royal. Say it again. What's the name of it? Say it again.
Royalty Events and More.
So if you got an event, you better hit up Royalty.
Yeah.
Don't be calling.
Because I always put a play on my name. My name is Tina Royal, but in school when they call your name backwards, is Royal, T. So I take royalty.
Okay. All right. Well, she's still rocking it. Hey, we'll hit you up. We'll do some more shows down. Let you know. And that goes to my next question about empowering youth. Like, how do you see the role of arts empowering youth and fostering community growth right now in the area? How do you see that coming up?
Oh, the sky is the limit. So I was earlier at a meeting getting ready to plan, because my organization, Anything for Our Youth, for the past 5 years, we have hosted the Juneteenth Freedom Celebration in the Lexington community. So we was having a meeting today just to get started. So one of the things I threw out there, and I was shocked that the community's like, I like it. I said, let's do a battle of the DJs. We're going to start with middle and high school students because I see these kids be out here bragging about I'm the best in this. We're going to put them up in the arts theater where they bring their DJ equipment. We're going to plug them in and let's go for it. And so that's another way of art. And what they're going to end up winning for this is going to be the opportunity to host their own party at the theater as the guest DJ. We're going to put your name in lights. We're going to blow you up like you DJ Jazzy Jeff or something. And that's going to be their winning prize, the best DJ. And so this is one of the things with the youth. We want to lift them up. This is going to be the beginning of some young person's entrepreneurship, that you are going to be the next best DJ. And hopefully he start getting hired for some parties, events, weddings, and everything else. So this is one of our marketing ideas for that.
That's a great idea. I mean, it really is. I mean, we didn't, there's a few of us thought about doing that back in the day, but now it's actually, there's more avenues to really be outside the spectrum and do things that interest you, that brings that so you are on the inside more than outside. So that's dope. I mean, I definitely got to pull up.
Yeah, because we're crazy enough we was all looking at you like, really let them host a party? I was like, we'll get some good, chaperones or something. We ain't gonna let them go crazy. So the good thing with the arts theater is on Main Street in Lexington, and our police department is right there on the same block.
So yeah, they ain't trying to hear from Popo. They don't want none of them. They don't want them ghost cars pulling up with no markers.
Exactly. So that's an incentive that I was thinking too. This is how we put a child. You know how they say we put you on the map. This is how we're going to get your name out there. And we'll probably end up giving them also in their packet a dot card where they can just upload all their information and go for what they need to know and be readily available to start DJing at these events and stuff.
Awesome. That's dope. That is really dope. Miss Tina, your work it spans across many areas. From youth empowerment to politics. But really, what drives your passion for public service though?
So my passion is always been advocating for the underserved communities, has always been my thing, because I grew up and honestly did not know that we was poor until I probably got to college, because I had a grandmother who made a way out of no way, and she made us feel like we was rich, blessed, but we was rich in love and family. So the material things, because my grandmother was a hand-eye seamstress. So she would look at us and she would make all of our clothes. So we would get to school in the best fashion. And people like, dang, where you get that from? But my grandmother was a seamstress. So she would make our clothes. Whatever was the current style, my grandmother would make it even better looking. So we never knew that we were, until I got to college and started listening how people was living. And I was like, oh, we used to get this and that. So one of the things I knew at that point is I have to be that voice to advocate for those that may not have what others have. And so that has always kept me motivated and kept me grinding and kept me going. I went to college. I moved back home to my hometown in 1997. And I always heard this voice. I had an English professor. Her name was Mrs. Peoples. And she said, too often students come to college from these small towns, get their degrees, and stay in the big cities, but never take that back to their small communities. And that's where the suffering happens, because we've gotten educated, but we need to take it back and fill our smaller communities with it. That thing always weighed on me. So I made the choice and opportunity when I received the job opportunity and I came back home. And since I've been home in Lexington, I have been volunteering or actively in some type of community program or project since I've been back home. My first volunteer job, I started with the Lexington City Recreation Department as a volunteer coach. I probably coached everything down there, from cheerleading to basketball to football, T-ball, C-ball, you name it. If they didn't have a coach, put Tina in, she'll do it. And I didn't have a child in this world, but it was for the children You look at their little puppy dog eyes, and we ain't gonna be able to play because we don't have no coach. And that's where I would come in at. So it's always been my passion is the underserved and those that do not have because it's not their fault. So
Mm.
that has always fulfilled my passion to make sure people have the same opportunities that I had growing up as a child in Lexington because we made a way out. And so that's probably where it comes from.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta get back to where you came from, and we want to
Yeah.
thank you for that, coming back and giving back. What advice would you give to any young women or young people who aspire to create change in their
The
community?
one thing I would say for young women, lead with purpose. I cannot say it loud enough. Lead with purpose and just stand firm on your values. And never underestimate the power of your voice. Never underestimate the power of your voice. Your voice do have meaning and it does have power and it can be heard, but you have to believe in yourself. I'm telling you, lead with purpose. And that's what I do. I'm getting a little tired in my days because I've been on this road a long time, giving back in so many different ways. When I received this, I was like, oh, it's so much that I have done. I don't even know where to begin. But it's not that I'm burnt out. I just feel like it's time for me to hand the torch over. So I'm teaching to different ones around me what, like, I was excited tonight. The Juneteenth meeting was a young man that came and said, I want to be part of this. I felt so good. I was giving him all the tips of what I've done to get here because I'm going to put this in his hands.
Mm.
And so I felt I'm not burning out and quitting. I want to pass it over because there's still value in the things that we do in this community. But I retired from probation. I was a probation parole officer for 30 years and I retired in 2022. So early retirement. Um, and I'm just kind of not quitting the community, but I just want to sit back and kind of help others get the feeling of what I've been trying to do for years and
Mhm.
for them to jump in on that and get part of that because there's so much meaningful stuff to do in this community and it's a little bit for everybody. Everybody can volunteer.
Yes, I mean,
And I
totally.
did in 2014, I was recognized the North Carolina by the North Carolina governor, the North Carolina Governor Lifetime Achievement Award, and that goes to the highest civilians in North Carolina for a lifetime achievement of volunteering.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations on that. I mean, that's
Yeah,
something people ain't probably know about. That's a lot of work to get that. That's a lot of
yeah.
work to get that and be acknowledged on that. Um, Before we take a little halftime break, I do want to say I was going to piggyback on your comment about passing on to the younger people. I think a lot of the young people do want to step in. They just don't know how to step in.
Yeah,
I think because Davis County itself, Lexington itself, has changed a lot. It's changed greatly so, but still has more room to improve with
it
changes.
do. And
Um,
I do. It really has. And I pray a lot because I was sitting in the meeting 2 weeks ago when they said the percentage is 80% white to 10% blacks in Davidson County. And that has just not sat with me well.
mhm,
And a lot of our people are not coming out to help with stuff. And
mhm.
we can't go
But
down in fire like that.
yeah,
We
yeah,
still got to be out here
and,
working.
and we still be like, well, ain't nothing going on for us. Well, y'all got to show up, and be known, and seen
Yeah,
happen for us. Just that's what the narrative's gonna change though, and you
yeah,
have been a big footprint in that change.
yeah.
We're gonna take a quick halftime break. I'm gonna take you down, bring you back up. I'm gonna do one of the halftime announcements. Be right back in a minute with this week's honoree, HER Locker Room Honoree, Miss Tina Royal, a pillar in the community of Davis County and Lexington. Be right back to you in a minute, and hold right there. Don't go nowhere, okay?
Okay.
Let's see. There we go. All right, y'all. It's halftime. And we're about to talk about a few things tonight. Like I said, I have to work on. I'm not about to name all 47 of these paw print creators. You can go on the Carolina Tigers football. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Here we go. Carolina Tigers football.org and look up the paw print creators. I'm not naming all 47 tonight. It ain't. Julio ain't doing it. But these are great people who have invested and given to the team and help the Tiger take care of some dudes, take care of the uniforms. I tell y'all every week, it don't take much to be a paw print creator. If you can go out here and buy Mickey D's every day or every other day, you can be a paw print creator. If you can go to Popeye Chicken and order you that 10-piece with 2 sides and them dry biscuits, you can be a power print creator. If you can go to Captain D's or whatever, Captain Stevens up there, Lexington, wherever the seafood is, you can be a power print creator. Okay, it don't take much. All it takes is you trying to help invest and give to these awesome women who are doing great things in the organization. I will talk about our awesome partners. Our partners consist of Sadler Sports Recreation Insurance. They're about like Aflac, but they ain't got no duck. You get hurt out here doing something, they can get the money for you. Holler at Sadler Sports Recreation Insurance for your insurance needs and sports today. Also, Review Media. If you ain't getting viewed right, holler at Review. They're going to revamp it, put it back out there, and you will be reviewed in a higher and better way. Holler at Review Media. All right, the D1, Savage D1, they made them uniforms for the Tigers, and they got 3 different uniforms. Now, they tight. They look good. They made good, and they're going to be good. You need your help, holler at Savage D1 for your uniforms today. Also, shout out to the AFA, the American Football Association. The AFA alumni is one of the sponsors and one of the partners of the Carolina Tigers. Also, Catch the Funny. That's the business behind the jokes. That's Catch the Funny. Julio Hennessy loves Catch the Funny. We 1-1. We love being a partner with the Tigers. Also, for a sponsor of Tiger, give a big shout out to Deacon Management LLC. They sponsored the Tiger, and they donated some money to help out with these dudes, with the uniforms, everything it takes to be a Tiger. Man, life ain't cheap, life ain't fair. I mean, life ain't cheap, life ain't free. Needs a little bit of help. Y'all help them out. So now I'm about to bring back up the honoree of this week, Miss Tina Rowe, for the second half of the 10th touchdown Tigers. All right. We are back. We are back. I learned all this new AI stuff. I'll be tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this right here. We're going to have some confetti. Come on, confetti. Or hope shot. Now the balloons. I ain't asking for no balloons. I'm talking confetti. Here we go. One more time. Here we go. One more time. No. Okay, forget y'all. Anyway. Royal Events and More has been a very significant part of your work. What is your favorite part about bringing events to life?
Just the smile on people's faces when they walk into a room and it's just lit up. And one of my favorite things is I got this smoke bubble machine. So it's a smoke machine, but it's bubbles in it. And to see them just pop that bubble and that little smoke go out, it's just one of the it's just one of the best nights. And just
So
to
the
see
smoke
people.
in the bubble?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you put bubble juice in there and smoke juice in there, and it all happens together. It's perfect. It's one of the most amazing things. And just to see people, especially, and a lot of people love that 360 camera where it goes around and comes back around and they can party. And so that's one of the things. And just seeing people laughing and having a good time for a moment, just to steal away from all the noise and chaos of the world.
Yes.
So that's why I like those type of events. Yeah.
I'm telling you what now, Tina. I'm about to get that bubble smoke machine now. I'm about to get that bad. I'll be like, hey, Tina, I need that bubble smoke machine. That
Poke your finger in and you gotta burst them up.
That go pretty hard right there. You pop the bubble, smoke come out. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You definitely keeping your stuff updated. Make sure all the equipment updated. That's updated. I ain't never seen no bubble smoke machine. I done seen smoke. I done seen bubbles, but I ain't never seen them come together like that.
Yeah. A lot of people like that one.
Yeah, you don't see it often, Tommy. You on the magic tricks, anyway. Is there any specific event that stands out to you the most that you organized? And tell me why it stood out to you.
One of the events that really stands out for me, every year for Halloween, we do a safe alternative to trick-or-treating. And why I like this event is we partner with the veterans at the the VFW, our local VFW in Lexington, and we partner with the veterans. And my purpose for that is bridging the gap between the youth and the veterans. So the children come dressed all in their costumes. We have different donors and sponsors to come in. We give them dinner that night. So the parents, they come in there, different groups and organizations set up a table. They decorate it like you would do a trunk or treat, and they give out candy. We have a group that come and set up. They serve them hot dogs or pizza for dinner, so parents can come for a one-stop Halloween night, and children are fed. So all you got to do is get them home, get them a bath, and get them to bed. And we have this event from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Veterans Lodge. And the only thing I tell the kids is just when you see one of the men in the sandwich hats, just make sure you tell them thank you.
Yes,
And
sir.
so it makes for a wonderful evening. And I see the smile on the veterans' face, and the children are all joyful and happy. And we do a costume contest, and they love playing the chair game. What's the chair game that musical
Music chairs.
chairs?
Yeah, music chairs. Yeah,
And
yeah.
the veterans all jump in because these are older men that have, have served for us and are still living. And it brings a joy to them, and it brings a joy to the children. And that's been my all-time goal, is just to bridge that gap, the youth in the veterans. So that's one of my most favorite events.
That sounds like a good event
Yeah.
too. Again, it gives those great men who have served this country, who come from this community and have something to do within the community. Makes them feel like that they still matter in helping the community, and
Yes.
that is a great thing to do. That is a great thing to do. We're gonna talk about something. We're gonna get to a little deep now, Miss Tina. Now, you are going to be running for the state senate. That
I
is,
did.
you
I
did,
ran this
you,
past November.
you did run.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, that was, courageous. Bold, inspirational. I mean, what made you take that leap into politics?
So one of my reasons for that is my biggest concern was about North Carolina educational system.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to be one of those legislators that's on the floor helping make those laws and decisions about the education for our children. We
Mm-hmm.
kept hearing a lot about these school vouchers that were going to be happening. School vouchers, they were going to honor them, and they were going to be pulling from public schools to give these vouchers to go to private schools and students. So I wanted to be able to get down on the floor to say, hey, but what about the public schools? Because I'm a product of education.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned out pretty good, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of my reasons, wanting to be able to look at the law, help write the law, and help protect our public schools. And so that was one of my biggest fights for wanting to run for North Carolina State Senate.
I tell you, people have to understand. I think that was on last ballot. I think I did vote for you. I'm in Charlotte, but we got to vote for our people, because people always talk about. I don't get off subject, but I get so sick and tired of people talking about the president. When you have to
Yeah.
put the right people in office
Yeah.
to help change the law.
Yeah.
And that's local, state, and government. If y'all listen in high school, if you paid attention, we control local, state, and government. And the changes that we need to have is in our local government and our local areas. And you need to put the right people who has you in mind to help
Yeah.
make changes.
Yeah.
And when leading off of that, what lessons you learned from your campaign, and do you see yourself running again in the future?
So the lesson that I learned is, in the area that I live, because of the demographics of a Democrat, I ran as a Democrat versus the Republican Party here. We look at, it's going to be hard uphill battle for a Democrat to win, no matter how popular you may be. When you have the registered Democrats in this area, we're looking at 78,000, let's just say, to 28,000 Democrats. It's just an uphill battle to try to ever win anything as a Democrat in this area. But I felt really good about my numbers because my numbers surpassed the Democrat registered voters. So, which meant to me, I received either voters from independent voters or some Republican voters also. But it's just not enough to win in this county.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just the way it's set up, and it's really traumatic. It is, because no matter how good the candidate is, and even the background experience that they may have, because of the way the demographics is set up.
Mm. Yeah. I know. Listen, I read right between them lines. Things.
Yeah. Any old Joe Blow. Yeah.
It's unfortunate to see
Yeah.
change, but things still haven't changed.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
what I did after the election, I reached out to the senator who I ran against, because I didn't run any type of negative campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to him to congratulate him and tell him thank you, for running a fair election, and no trouble or anything. And he really sent me the nicest message back and told me the same thing, thank you. And he said, and let's continue to work together in this community for the better, and look for some projects that we could work together on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like that's a baby step,
Mm-hmm.
that and there's been no problems, and we've worked together sort of on a committee sort of together, and there's no problems there. But we're just not going to be able to win anything as Democrat led in this county no time soon. I don't know. I don't know how to change it, and mm, I don't know.
Well, leading into this one, which is a great segue, what changes or initiatives would you love to see within this community over the next 5 years?
I would love to see more, like Democrats and Republicans, for example. I would love to see us working together to solve problems without the power of our parties.
Mm.
Right now in Lexington alone, there is a crisis on low income affordable housing. It is bad because I would tell you the story. Um, the housing authority, who is over the voucher approval applications for Section 8 and low income subsidized housing vouchers, they won't come to work. They have not worked in their office since COVID. You talking about 2020, and we're in 2025. So it's pretty hard for a senior citizen or these young mothers who don't have the proper transportation, that's probably catching a ride here and there, to get there. And when you get there, there's nobody there at the
Right.
office. And you got signs on there that says you need to call me for an appointment. People, is hard. I know it because I worked in the field as a parole officer. So I know the hard times that people have. And you catch a ride somewhere, they ain't going to bring you back. I brought you one time. Now I'm not bringing you back up here. And those people, and I understand it when they talk about wasteful spending. There are programs and jobs out there that are wasteful spending. And you talk about a senior citizen, you got a note on your door that says you need to go online and fill out your application. How can I ask a senior citizen who probably don't even have a computer
Don't have internet, don't got none of
or
that stuff.
have the internet to go online and fill out? And so I've been following this story, and I've been monitoring it. And there was a story that came out in the local media the other day that addressed that same. And I was like, there is a God. They hear me. And so that's where my next work of advocacy is coming from, because I met a lot of young ladies who rent from January went up from $50 a month. And this young lady told me her rent went up to $9.75. I said, what happened? She said, I could not get anyone at the office so I could do my recertification paperwork. I have 5 kids. There is no way. I just work at a restaurant. There is no way. She's having to go back to court because now you're 2 months behind on that $900 a month rent because there has not been anyone at that office for you to do your recertification. And it's terrible. And this is what's happening to people that are underserved, that are borrowing rides and stuff. So this is the stuff I call my senator and say, hey, I need you to help me with this. And so I put a phone call into him Monday. I haven't heard back from him. I need your help on this because I can't sit by very well and let people suffer like that.
I'm not living in elections at this time, but I do try to keep up with things. All these buses and vans they got sitting over that parking lot ain't being moved.
Up there at them churches.
They can not just churches, but also county vans, county vehicles. They can be used for transportation for our seniors, for those mothers who don't have a car. That money is being spent, just not put in the right places to utilize where it's needed to be utilized.
Yeah.
So they can't tell me because I'm pretty sure some of our school bus drivers who ain't making enough money driving the $2 don't mind going and driving that van to go pick up Mr. Williams and Ashley. Not leave some of the kids at home if you can. Okay, but I'll set them in the car. But I'm saying,
well, it's a lot of organizations that are out here. And I'm gonna tell you, I combed through about 5 organizations this past week that your mission statement on your website does not align with what you're really out here doing. And so that's the stuff that bothers me because there are people out here really in trouble and really need help. So those are the things when I say, ooh, I'm about to sit down and just rest, those are things that pull me back in. So when I say I'm not quitting, I'm just trying to give it over to somebody else. So if I can get this news and this information, because I'm a researcher, I like to research stuff. So I know what I'm talking about when I take it to the people. I'm just going to feed it to the media who already ran one story. When I called the lady, she said the author of that story said, we're going to be running a 4-part story. I was like, there is a God. So let me continue to get you this information I'm looking at so you can utilize this in your upcoming stories because the truth needs to be told.
Yes, ma'am. The public service, you get paid to do a public service job. You're not doing service to the public.
Yeah.
So that's
what gets my gears to going. How I can help those that can't sometimes help themselves.
Yes, ma'am. Especially the ones that trying. There's some people that don't try. Okay, that spectrum might be small, but the majority is really
But I did meet a mother. I went to visit her and her kids. She finally got into her apartment with her Section 8. She said she has been on this road doing this since 2019.
That's a long time.
With that same housing authority.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Well, I hope folks listening and sharing because they need to hear this. Miss Royal, what does it mean to be recognized as what does it mean to you to be recognized as a HER Locker Room Honoree today?
So I'm gonna tell you, when I was reading earlier, I look back when I got the message about it. I said, women football. See, I was a cheerleader all my life. So all through high school and like I said, I probably coached cheerleading over half my adult life. But the empowerment of it for the women, through the football program and these women, their teamwork and then working together. I just thought that this is truly amazing in a women's tackle football, because I can remember some women, they really wanted to play that sport in high school, but they was told no. So this is what I mean by women speaking up and standing up for what's right. And don't ever let nobody tell you your word can't be heard. Because your word, as long as you speak your truth and you speak it loud enough, you can get what you want. So this is one of the things I read that I was like, this is what's up right here. And I'm happy to be a part of this because I don't know if I can tackle, but I can throw a cheer in there for them. stretch it out and come out
Well,
there. But
we
I am
definitely need some.
happy to be standing along and receiving such an achievement and recognition from an organization that are empowering our women through tackle football. This is absolutely amazing here in 2025. So the program was started last year.
It started up within, this would be the first full year. It started so before the team was created, the organization was made. The organization was based around community work service. They have a they champion a lot of initiatives. They champion mental health. They champion also abuse when it comes to family support. They also champion our breast cancer. They also champion just community action. So before a team was made, the organization stood first. Then they got the community involved. Then the team came about. The team's now about to have their first game on April the 5th down in Atlanta. So before a team was created, the organization was a thought process of giving back to the community, those in need. They even have a mental health provider that if you need help mental health, they got somebody you can talk to, lock you in with somebody. So they really do work on not just football, but helping people outside of football.
This is awesome. And I one of the things I like is that I've been watching NCAA, the March Madness, but I watch more of the girls basketball because they play with true heart. They play with true heart because girls sports have always feel like they have to prove themselves. So they play with true heart, and with everything they have, they leave it on the floor, they leave it on the field. So I have no doubt in my mind, y'all get the raw, real deal when these young ladies are out here playing this game, because they playing with passion, they playing with heart, and they're playing with I'm a woman, hear me roar. So I'm excited about this program.
You do know all the home games will be at Lexington Senior High?
This, you know what? I read that either on something on somebody's Facebook page. So I'm glad that you all do have that partnership going on.
Yeah.
So this is something that I can get some of the young girls in my group to get them out to a game so they can see this, because I want the young girls to know you can play football. Nobody, I don't like that when we separate kids and tell them you can't do this because you're a girl. We don't do that around here. You can do anything your mind puts you to. So this is something that I really want our young girls to see that. So this will probably be something that I would make sure that is your schedule on your
Already
website.
on the website, yes, ma'am. All the
Okay.
home games are back to back to back at Lexington. So we have 3 games
Okay,
back to back to
Lexington,
back.
they fancy turf
So
stadium.
yeah, that's what I said. We ain't had no turf when I was in high school. We had that grass and that paint that Coach Deaton could let me leave him
That
alone.
grass have you
Around.
itching.
So
So
yeah.
this is really good. How many players on the squad?
Right now they're about 28.
Okay.
So they, try and get to a full roster. I watched women's tackle a couple of years back. Fell in love with it. The passion these women have, the way they go out there and leave it on the field, I fell in love with it. I want to put pads on again, but I'm too old for that now. I ain't
Yeah.
doing that.
What is the age to be able to join?
I think it's 8. I think it's 21 or 18 or 18.
Okay.
And this they got one lady out there. She's amazing. She's in her almost 50, but she's still a baller. And she ain't no joke. She ain't no joke.
That's all right.
I don't want to say her
there.
name because she might beat me up. Who don't tell
That's
my
all
age
right.
out
But
loud, like nah, but so
But
it's
when
very
I
empowering.
read up about them, I said, "This is me." I mean, these women, this is the vision of today and tomorrow and forever. That women, I mean, hear us,
Yeah.
empowerment. So I do, I love that. I was like, this does fit my alignment. So this is an honor to receive this. Her locker room.
Yes, and thank you, man. Your work over the years in this community, Ms. Royal, has greatly been known. You left an awesome stamp. You have left an awesome. You are still a pillar for people to rely on and to be to advocate and be the voice of people who have no voice. We're going to say continue to do your work, continue to do the work that you're led to do. That the community appreciate everything you do. And it's amazing. A lot of people don't get their flowers when they need to have their flowers given to them when people still here and still put in the work. So, we want to say thank you for putting that work in and being diligent with your work, being actually doing it because you care about it and you want to do the work.
That's right.
That's the greatest thing to be honored.
I appreciate that.
That's the greatest thing to be honored for. If you could leave a lasting message for the next generation of women leaders, what would it be?
Keep going. Let your voice be heard. Believe in yourself. You was put on here for a reason. That's between you and God, but keep moving forward and live your reason. Live it out. Live it up. You can do it. I believe.
That's awesome.
Just keep going.
Keep going. Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Don't let nobody, they will tear you down. And one of the things I've learned too, I can't take it personal. I just said it the other day. If you have a personal problem with me, that's beyond anything I can control. I can't control that. So I just have to leave it. I have to put a period at it because the person that's in charge of me, which is my God, you have to take that up with him. And so we have to, so many times, especially young women, we take it personal if somebody don't like us or I don't know what we cannot continue to teach our young girls to be bothered by that. They're going to have to just put a period at it. And that's that person's problem. If they don't like you, that's their problem. It's not yours. And so that's one of the things that we have to teach young girls. And I try to teach them that. Don't take that personal. You don't need to be in everybody's circle. And everybody's not your friend.
Listen, build your own table and let the people who want to eat with you eat at your table. You don't have everybody's table.
Yeah. So even with the girls in the locker room, they'll have their fusses and fights, and you know how teams click and stuff. But if they just continue to understand that if you don't like me, that's not my problem. I can't carry that, and I will not carry that weight. That's on you. You got to take that up with somebody over me.
Understood.
And I don't believe anybody wants to stand toe to toe with my guy up there. I don't think you want to. So you better handle it while we're here on earth together.
Take it back to that Wu-Tang song, your arms too short to box with God.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Throwback got no hip hop.
That's right. Yeah. That's right though. So I just inspire every woman to believe in themselves. You can do it, girl. That's what I'll tell you. I'm gonna be your cheerleader. I'm not gonna hate on you. You can do it, girl.
That's right.
Where you need me at. I might not be the big check writer, but I'll probably show up.
You're finally you might be you're a grant writer. I need you in my corner. You find a way to somebody else write the checks. That's what I'm talking about. You ain't right.
Look, that's what I be like. Come on, y'all. You write these grants and you gotta wait months after months after months. And finally they'll come through with yay or nay. So I ain't complaining. It's been some pretty good ones. I've been writing a few grants here now for our Juneteenth event. So just to get money to pay for that and pay for vendors and stuff like that. So
I pray it comes through for you.
Yeah.
Christina, how can people support your mission and get involved with your organizations?
I really need some people right now to get involved. On April the 5th, we are kicking off our community youth garden. Everybody say they love the garden. Well, we need you to come out here and help us in this garden with these youth. And what we're doing is basically teaching them the basic fundamentals of gardening. This will be our second year. We've partnered with First Reform United Church of Christ here in Lexington, right off of East Center Street. And in their community garden, we go in the garden. Last year, we did pretty good. We had tomatoes, potatoes, corn, carrots, watermelon. We have an herb garden. We have blueberries, and you name it, we have it in the garden. But what we want people to come out, we're going to start April the 5th at 10 o'clock a.m. at First Reformed Church, which is 102 East Center Street. So we really would love to have some people to come out. Bring the children, bring the whole family. Even you have those that are smaller than 5 years old, there's a playground there. And once we finish at 12 noon, we go into the church fellowship hall where they prepared a hot lunch for us. So
Sounds
the
good.
kickoff day is on
Awesome.
Saturday, April the 5th. And then we'll hand out a schedule for the rest of the dates in the summer. We're going to do themes throughout the summer.
Y'all get involved. I know I appreciate my papa on them teaching me how to. I remember my Mr. Moses and my nana and them taught me how to plant all that stuff. I'm telling you, and the way the world going now, all this GM, chemical engineered food,
Sustainability.
and genetically modified. Y'all better learn how to make your own taters and your own maters.
Yeah.
Own little beans, greens, potatoes, yams, you name it. You better go out there and learn how to plant some stuff. We gonna need it. And I want to say thank you. Tina, again, we want to say, Miss Tina Rowe, I want to thank you again for being a part,
Thank
coming
you.
on and accepting the HER Locker Room Honoree spotlight tonight. I've enjoyed your interview tonight. I've enjoyed everything you said. You said a lot of great things. I hope hits home to people who listened. Again, just keep doing your work with the community. Keep being the pillar and voice you have been. You are still needed. And hopefully we can find the people that come assist you to help get some of that weight off of you so you can stick around a little longer and keep doing the
Thank
work
you.
God put you here to do. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say to us when we close out?
I just want to thank you all for just acknowledging me and just giving me this honor. It does mean a lot. It really does. When I see the work I do, and people really appreciate it, honestly and wholesomely. I mean, that just really do my heart leaps. So I do thank you for that. And I thank the whole organization for recognizing me for HER Locker Room Honoree. So this is really a big accomplishment for me. So I am very appreciative of it. And it's an honor. So I want you all to know I appreciate it. And thank you so much. And for the tackle football team, good luck to a great season ahead. I'm proud of you ladies. Go out there and do your thing. So I'm very proud. I know I couldn't be a tackle football player, but I can do a cheer. But I want you all to know that I'm very proud of you and congratulations.
We're gonna take you up on that because and I'll be up in the booth announcing. So you
Oh,
got to
you will
help.
be?
I'm the home field announcer. I'm the voice of the Tigers. I got chants coming, third down, first down, touchdown stuff coming. You might help me coordinate something. Come on, something like that. I ain't doing all that. You feel me?
Good. So when I see it from y'all's page, your Facebook page, when y'all start adding the games, I will make sure I share it to all of my groups. And
okay.
I'm part of
We
a bunch of
need a
groups.
community. This is a community-based event, the community-based
Yeah.
team. We got a fan zone, kids zone, end zone for the kids. We want everybody and mama to show up, grandmama too. It's all about community. So we can't win without the community being in our corner.
Absolutely. That's number one. But I do appreciate it. And thanks for a great and wonderful interview.
Oh, thank you as well. You have a blessed night and keep doing
all right,
the work
you
the
too.
community needs.
All right.
That's Miss Tina Rowe.
All right.
Y'all give her a round of applause. I'm gonna give her the love. We'll do right. There it is. And this time, let's see if it works this time. Celebration. Before we end this show, man, I'll let y'all know a couple things about Catch the Funny. April the 3rd, right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the VAPA Center for the Connected the Comedy Show. If you ain't gonna catch that show, April 25th, I'll be in Winston-Salem at the ALV for the 336 Comedy Explosion with Nav Green, Justin Whitehead, Julio Hennessy, and Brian Burgess. Tickets on Eventbrite. We're gonna tear down the house. And May, and then I said May the 15th, I'll be up in Cleveland, Ohio for You See Me Comedy. That'll be on Amazon Prime as recorded. And after that, we're gonna be up in High Point for the CRB Comedy Show. A lot of opportunities to come laugh, y'all. If you're not laughing, you're not living. And I'm gonna leave you this before I go. This is where I leave, man. Don't look for everyone else to support you. Support yourself, man. Any dream you're taking on, you must believe you're going to accomplish your dream. If you're doing things because you need a pat on your back or you want to be acknowledged, you're not doing what's meant for you. You must know you're going to win. And don't ever doubt yourself. And always push forward, push harder, and keep going. And that's the show. We'll see you next week for the 10-5 Touchdown Tigers. Peace.
Them Tigers, orange, white, and purple. Y'all better take a seat. Carolina Tigers, you know we can't be beat. Hey, hey, say go Tigers. Hey, hey, run up on them, make that play all day, day. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, hey, line them up, we'll make them pay. We don't play, play. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, hey, hard hits, big plays, that's our way, way. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, hey, Carolina Tigers, you know we gon' slay, slay. Stepping in the jungle, that's a death wish. We Tigers on the hunt, coming out the mist. Try to count us out, now we gonna grind. Y'all can move out the way, it's our time to shine. Our claws are out, ain't no holding back. We the new champs here and we're on attack. You want the smoke, well, we're bringing the fire. Wanna feel the heat if that's your desire.